Hello, welcome to Double Talk. I'm Mark Steffen.
I can verify that. I'm Michael Mandel.
I'm pretty sure.
Nobody
can verify that. No, we'd rather not know for sure,
yes.
Actually.
We'll get the audience to say, who are we?
But thanks for joining us right here on Double Talk Channel 98's only premier talk show.
We are the premier talk show. We're the non-sectarian leader in this this channel, I believe.
We're a secular giant.
Yes.
And
secular and non-sectarian.
That's true.
So, but we're here to talk about
everything,
and especially this month, February.
You remember how Seinfeld was a show about nothing? This is a show about everything.
Yes, but it's worth nothing. So we're back to normal. We're back to zip.
What is this month?
This month is February. You know, it's a month for lovers.
It's President's Month.
Did you know that? It's a month for lovers.
What are you implying?
I don't know. But it's a President's Month, and they put, George Washington and Abraham Lincoln's day in the same day. So does that make them lovers? Because President Lincoln and President Washington.
That's a love affair through the centuries.
That is classic. Two of our top presidents,
Yes, well, we're talk show hosts. Maybe we could have an affair with Jack Parr.
Maybe.
How about that?
Steve Allen. Well, one of those guys.
Why not?
Jack Parr. February is another month for things important. I believe it's the Black History Month.
It is Black History Month. February has been chosen as Black History Month, the shortest month. And
what are you implying? That black people are short?
No.
Is that what you're implying?
Well,
that is a
they get the shortest
statement.
month to celebrate their own history. I don't know. I'm sure that's just happenstance, but that's the way. Well, Martin Luther King Day is on this month, right?
No, that was
last
January.
month.
It's like January 15th.
That's right.
So it's Black History Month. I guess I figured the year's getting started. Nobody's really awake during January. So as soon as it gets started, let's start doing months. Because do you know what any other months mean? I mean, what is March the month of? I don't know. It's
is it Valentine's Day this month?
Yes, Valentine's Day is this month. So it's National Love Month. This is actually LGBT month in the United Kingdom.
In England, but that doesn't count.
Yes, but I have what else do we have there? You didn't write anything down here, but I have it here.
Oh, what do you have?
Oh, there's Cornel West, but he's very important in Black history, and we'll get to that. But while we're talking about months, it's also National Bird Feeding Month. Those of you, you're a bird feeder.
I am a bird feeder.
You are a bird feeder.
I eat my food, I save it up, and I throw up into their mouths.
Such a mother you are.
And
is also National Canned Food Month, but I don't think those two go together.
I hope not.
You don't give
Canned Food Month.
Huh? Groundhog Day. Groundhog Day
was
passed.
last week.
You know what? It doesn't mean much to us. It's National Cherry Month. We're not going to.
So if you got.
We're not going to say anything about that.
So if you have restored cars that are in great shape, that's their month.
Oh, is that what you mean by cherry?
Of course.
It's at the same token, National Grapefruit Month.
Grapefruit Month.
I like that. It's a good time to eat grapefruits. It's probably when they're just their best in Florida or Texas, wherever they grow, and they come here. We need a lot of vitamin C. Oddly enough, it's also National Dental Month.
National
Dental Month.
Well, it's always a good month to brush your teeth.
And the clincher to that is, this is also, to those of you who love things, it's National Chocolate Lovers Month.
Ah, well.
Just to work with the National Dental Month.
Yeah. Well, most people who love chocolate, every month is their month.
And you were saying that Black history, chocolate.
They go together.
Yes.
Now, today there's an exhibit Saturday downtown at the farmers market of Black history, having to do, I think, Black history of the Mesilla Valley.
We do have a lot of history here.
There's things going on at the university, of course. The Black
What
Studies
is that school
program.
That was
what?
The high school, the grade school that was considered the first black school here?
Washington Elementary?
Yeah, I guess so.
It was named after George Washington Carver.
Yeah.
I believe. And so anyway, going on today, there's exhibits at the university. The Black Studies programs are having exhibits and events going on out there, including tonight.
Tonight?
There's a big banquet.
Tonight.
It's $30 to go to the banquet, but you get to see Cornel West, Dr. Cornel West, late of Harvard University, and the Bill Maher Show.
He was in Princeton. Oh, the Bill Maher Show. Well, I guess those of you who look at the media, yes, he's a great political
and social advocate.
He is now teaching philosophy and Christian science or Christian history at a university in New York, I think.
Okay. Well, he'd be a fascinating guy to listen to, and even if
So
you could
that's
ask a
tonight?
question of. That's tonight at the university. I'll get your tickets, and it'll be sold out.
Is it sold out?
If you haven't got your ticket by now, I'm sure it's
I guess so.
too late.
Yes.
So if
You can try it.
So if you can't get into that,
Pull strings.
you might be able to.
Go to you got Gordon Lightfoot at the end of this show, but his picture?
No,
Where'd you
no,
put him?
Gordon Lightfoot. You should go to Gordon Lightfoot tonight.
Gordon Lightfoot is tonight. You had a picture of Gordon Lightfoot out there in the thing. There he is. I'm not sure if that's Gordon Lightfoot or the drummer from the Rolling Stones.
Or Skeletor.
Yeah, we don't know. But who else could that be?
No, that's Gordon Lightfoot.
Yeah, I guess so.
You know, it's been a while since he's been around a long time, Michael.
He has.
Anyway, he's playing tonight in El Paso at the Plaza Theater.
There's a few tickets left. We had to get tickets. We had tickets on Tuesday night, and they had to be behind each other.
Oh,
So I could pull Barb's hair.
tap her on the shoulder.
Yeah, I say, what do you think of that song?
Did you buy them online?
It doesn't matter. You don't have to tap anybody on the shoulder because you could read her mind.
Well, if she could.
If you could read her mind.
What a tale her thoughts would tell.
Yes. That's a song everybody loves.
That's true.
Yes. What else is happening?
Well, this week we had a school bond election. And it passed.
Did you vote? No, you didn't.
I meant to vote, and I forgot.
Meant to doesn't matter. I
you?
made a special trip. It's the day of the election was freezing cold, freezing. It was like 50 degrees, and I went out there.
Brave
There were
the
two
elements.
things to vote on.
What?
I don't remember. Well, there were two different ways of doing the bond. One was to vote for the bond. The other thing was to vote for a 0.3 or 0.03 thing on our real estate tax.
A mill?
A mill.
Three
Yeah,
mills.
what's a 3 mil?
3 mil.
Thing. So $3 on every $1,000. So for me, that's going to be billions.
Can you afford it?
It's going to be the amount.
You don't even have a child in school anymore, Michael. Why should you be paying school
when
tax?
When you have a child, you pay and pay and pay. Even after they've graduated, you pay for that child.
That's right.
I'm going to pay for Chris's kids. How's that, guys?
Well, now
They don't even go to public school.
how about
so
how
I'm getting the money.
about parents whose kids are in public schools
Who rent?
who are already paying to have the kids go to a private school?
Well,
What if
then, if you go to a private school, that means you're far too rich.
Well, if their kids are going to a private school, why should they be paying for your kids to go to a public school?
Because that's real estate tax, and real estate tax supports a lot of things, schools being one of them. Mm-hmm. As well as you, who have kids but you've never acknowledged them. And
Neither have
you
they.
should be paying. So, first of all, people who send their kids to public schools want other kids to go to private schools, so they'll pay for it, because that way those kids aren't on the streets. You want to keep kids off the street because they just cause trouble. That's all they do. That's why they go to school in the first place. We don't have anything to teach kids, do we? There's nothing that we could teach them.
They already
can
know
learn.
everything.
There's Reading Rainbow.
Reading Rainbow.
There's Sesame Street. That's how kids learn. They didn't never learn things in school. The only thing they learn in school is how to sit still and keep quiet sometimes, unless you're either me or you.
Well, they never learned that. I know you never did.
No, we never did.
Now, speaking of schools, though,
We are?
if the kids do well in public schools, then they go on to university, where they can get a college degree. And if they don't get a college degree, then they might as well just get a job flipping burgers at McDonald's or digging a ditch.
Or they could form a Microsoft-type company.
They could if they're already geniuses.
Yes.
But chances are they aren't. So,
There goes my chances.
but
Yes.
but if things go the way they're going,
This is a very long segue.
they at least will be able to go
Yes.
to church at the NMSU campus.
No, it's not called church. What's it called?
They'll attend.
What's it called?
They'll
Say
attend
it.
church in the chapel.
No, it's chapel.
And that's
It may look something like that.
They're going to build
They're
it. They're going to build one of these at NMSU with taxpayer money, right?
You can be a Buddhist and go there. I'm going to do yoga there, I think.
No, you're not.
Yeah.
They're not going to let you.
Why not? It's warm. You get your blanket, your little mat, and you go there and you do your.
It's not a Buddhist temple.
It's every kind of
it's not
temple.
an ashram.
It's a Dave Chappelle.
What is it?
Dave Chappelle.
What about it? Oh, Dave Chappelle.
Dave Chappelle. He's a chapel.
My nose is bothering me.
Is it?
No.
You want me to punch it?
I hope that the taxpayers are not paying for this church
Here we are.
on government-owned property.
Here we are. State money. State money.
Why would there be one? There's plenty right across the street.
No, those are specific denominations. This is non-denominational. This is like how you have chaplains in the military. You do have chaplains, and you do have chapels. There's a chapel at UNM. It's a very nice chapel, And my people of Jewish persuasion sometimes go there for the High Holy Days,
Oh, really?
where if we were in Denver, it would really be the High Holy Days.
Oh, yes.
But here, it's just the basic High Holy Days where it's
Well,
highly important.
I think there's enough churches and chapels around town. We don't need another one paid for by taxpayers.
Well, why didn't you go out and vote then?
This isn't
You
so-
should have gone out to
This
vote
isn't
for something.
They didn't ask us to vote for that.
Yeah, they probably did.
This isn't Southern
We lost.
Methodist University or BYU, where it's a university run by religion.
What's BYU? Bring your own?
And Brigham Young or Notre Dame. Or Harvard, for that matter, where they have an Episcopalian church there because
Because it
it
was
was
started
found-
by the
that's right.
Episcopalians in the
Church of England.
1600s, probably 1690.
So anyway, I'm against it.
You are.
Yeah.
You know, how come you're against it
I'm
once
against the
it's already
chapel.
started?
That hasn't-
Why don't you start your own
Where are they going to build
anti-chapel?
it?
Someplace inappropriate, I'm guessing.
Any place would be inappropriate.
You know, they built that theater,
Yes.
the new theater. Could have stopped that. We got a lot of different.
Well, they did a crappy job with that, I noticed.
Yeah, well, a lot of their movement and the groups come out of the main thing in one place. Then to get out the side door, there's little narrow bottlenecks. There's all sorts of crazy
That
problems.
was such a
there.
poorly conceived work of
But you
crap.
know what? They're trying. Just give them a few $100 more million. They'll keep trying.
Yes, that's true.
It should be interesting to see what the chapel is going to eventually end up looking like.
I hope the same builder doesn't build it as built the theater at the university.
You know, all it needs is an apse and a nave.
The nave?
Aren't those things that are only in Catholic churches?
I don't know.
Don't you do crossword puzzles? Apses and naves, that's a big word
Oh, well.
in crossword puzzles.
Now,
So,
what else happened?
Well, what else do they do in chapels? Like if somebody dies, they
Have
honor
a
them
memorial
there.
service for somebody, and somebody did die last week.
We're putting them up front.
Unfortunately.
Usually the dead people we put at the end, but in this case, everybody is interested in Philip Seymour
Philip Seymour Hoffman, one of the best actors of our generation.
Yes, and he was very young. What was he, 46?
46,
And
nominated 4 times for an Academy Award, winner of one
And
for Capote.
we were expecting him to be around to take us into our even older age. Since we're
For another
older
30 years, he should
Yeah.
have been around.
He was
We've
good.
got a little clip from Capote. We can roll that
We can
in
do that.
when it's ready. And
I'll tell you, I was in Marilyn's apartment just last week talking about movies, art. Finally, I had to break it to her that of the 4 Matisses hanging on her wall, 2 are upside down. Can I have another, please? To answer your question, I'm following Breakfast at Tiffany's by blazing a different path, by inventing an entirely new kind of writing, the nonfiction novel.
You have a subject?
Yes. On the night of November 14th, 2 men broke into a quiet farmhouse in Kansas and murdered an entire family. And why did they do that? 2 worlds exist in this country. The quiet conservative life and the life of those 2 men. With the underbelly, the criminally violent. And those worlds converged that bloody night. Now, I spent the past 3 months interviewing everyone in Kansas touched by that violence. Now, I spent hours talking to the killers, and I'll spend more. Because researching this work has changed my life. It's altered my point of view about almost everything. And I think those who read it will be similarly affected.
that was a clip from the movie Capote,
Yes.
in which he was doing research on the book In Cold Blood, so he could write the book in cold blood.
And we all know that he doesn't sound like that in real life. He's got a heavy stentorian voice.
That's Philip Seymour Hoffman's acting. Now, we got a couple of pictures from other films he was in here. The first thing I remember him in was, I think, Twister. Although, wasn't he also
No,
in the
Twister's-
Dead Poets Society?
If you read the paper, you would have remembered all the things he was in. He was in, I don't remember.
There's a picture of him from Twister on the left.
Yeah.
And the right, what's that from?
Your right or my right?
And there he is from Doubt, the film I just saw yesterday again.
And he was
Played
also,
nominated for an Oscar for that role. What else was he in?
he was in that Boogie Nights.
Boogie Nights.
Boogie Nights, that's how he sort of got
Yeah.
famous.
And he was in the George Clooney film.
You know, and he died from heroin.
Heroin overdose.
Which is odd because, you think doing heroin you get skinnier.
You would. Well, let's take a break,
We'll take a break?
and we'll come back after you do heroin.
Okay, I'll shoot up.
as opposed to shop.
Women's Club, located away from the crowds but close to home. Come in throughout the day for Jazzercise, the world's dance fitness leader for nearly 40 years. Treat yourself to a relaxing massage, or unwind in the lounge area or outside on the balcony with friends. La Buena Vida Women's Club, located and designed with women in mind. For information, call Diane at 650-9721.
Hey, you, come here. Do you want to know the news? The Lost Cruises channel is now on 7 days a week, so keep it right here.
Fiesta Motors. Come and see us today and discover why our service is second to none. In business for over 17 years, we have the right car for you. When you buy a vehicle from Fiesta Motors, we do everything possible to ensure your satisfaction. Located at the corner of El Paseo and Main. See you there. Celebrate Fiesta Motors, where buying a car is always a celebration.
With the martini thing, right?
And we're back. Yes.
we're
How was
back.
Did you have? Did you take drugs?
You know, I still have the band. Look at that. Look at that. See? It's there
Yeah.
where I got it.
Well, why don't you stick with legal drugs, Michael? Because we have plenty of those in this society.
What's legal? I mean, tobacco, I suppose, is legal.
That's legal. Although CVS Pharmacy has declared they're not going to sell it anymore.
Right. So while more things are getting legal, other things are getting privately delegalized. It's because CVS wants to give them I guess, healthy things. So if they're getting rid of tobacco, would they also get rid of alcohol? They sell alcohol.
They still do.
Some of the favorite things, you know, a good martini. Everybody likes a good martini.
Sure, who doesn't?
Do you like a good martini?
I love a good martini. And
Here's some pictures of some martinis.
We're going to talk
There's
about
one.
some martinis.
That's the classic one with
the olive hitting
olives.
the glass. And,
you know, once they start getting colors, they're still now called martinis, even though
there's all kinds of martini
strict
bars everywhere.
People don't consider a martini anything other than gin and an olive.
Yes, or vodka. If you
Or
have
vodka
to, if you
martini.
have
Then
to.
it's called a vodka martini.
But an appletini, please.
You know, a Cosmo is kind of like a martini.
What is a Cosmo?
Cosmo is cranberry juice, a little simple syrup, not simple syrup, but Cointreau or something, and I think vodka.
Well,
So since you can make vodka,
That's not a
when you
teeny.
serve it in a martini glass, it should be a martini. So you're such a big shot about, you know so much about martinis?
I'm not saying that.
Why don't we go and give you a martini?
Okay, Michael, give me a martini making
Okay,
lesson.
we're going to give you a martini making lesson.
Let's roll that
Are
in.
we ready?
And see what that's all about.
Okay, you know, we did a lot of tasting of gin about 2-3 weeks ago, and after that, Mark insisted that he drink a martini, and here he is, drinking a martini.
We had to select the perfect gin.
Perfect gin.
We're going to make a martini here. We've chosen to use Broker's, and it's got the little top hat here as its as a screw top.
As he does,
So
he's a screw top too.
so in honor of that, I'm going to wear the derby hat.
After that tasting, even though the other gins would make a great martini pretty much without the addition of vermouth, there's a number of, you always use white vermouth or vermouth Bianco or what they call French dry vermouth. Noilly Prat is one of the best ones available in the United States.
Can you make a martini without the vermouth, Michael?
You know, martini definitions have really expanded. So yes, many people want the extra dry martini, which means you're getting a chilled glass of vermouth, not vermouth, but gin or vodka. You can have vodka martinis, which I used to drink a lot.
But
now
you put the vermouth in it, right?
Yes, I am going to. You don't have to put vermouth in martinis. In fact, I would say cosmopolitans could be martinis. So what you do for a martini, and I believe that martinis most of the time need a little vermouth to open up their bouquet. But like the No Let's gin we had, you could deal with that by itself.
Yes.
I recently did a Mandarin Blossom Hanger 1 vodka drink, which could be made into a great vodka martini, totally straight, because they already have flavors in them.
Well, they don't know that.
No.
Let's show what this martini is going to be like.
What you do is theoretically 1.5 ounces, and since we've been drinking a while, maybe that's a little thin. But the point is, if you want to do, you can do a different proportion of hard alcohol, gin or vodka, with your vermouth. My favorite is 1/6 vermouth to whatever. It's hard to figure out 1/6. This might be 1/5, so I'll go a little thin there.
Go a little thin, Michael.
Go a little thin, because the vermouth is merely there to open up the flavor palette of.
And you don't really want it to be the strongest flavor going.
No, the vermouth is.
And you easily could
an
do that.
enhancement. Now, they say that James Bond ruined the martini when he said shaken not stirred, because stirring merely mixes the two flavors. But I'll tell you what, shaken is a lot of fun.
And it chills it much quicker.
Yeah. And one of the things you do with this is you keep shaking, and this ice really cools down the metal here, and you can start to feel the metal chilling.
And you get a little workout.
A good rule of thumb is 20 shakes.
Oh, really?
I'm now on 37.
Well,
Because I respect this guy and want to give him his shake's worth. Classic way to do it. You get one of your little stirrers.
strainers.
Strainers. The other thing you can do is put an olive in it. But we're not that fancy.
Well, this is merely for demonstration purposes.
Yes.
But an olive really is the classic way to do it, and I usually demand an olive.
My wife, however, likes the onion, which makes it no longer a martini, but a Gibson.
A Gibson.
So if you can bandy your name tags around that easily.
Now, what if you have an olive and an onion?
It's a Gibtini.
There you go.
Martinson.
Martipson.
So
That's not a bad martini, Michael.
you can accept that?
With this Broker's Gin. right
Broker's
here.
Gin. Pretty good. We're not really sponsored by anybody, but...
No, but if you'd like to out there, if you see the show.
You could sponsor us. We're actually doing this on an Absolute Vodka pad here, but we don't want anybody to know. So how is it? Maybe I should taste it.
That's quite
Anyway,
good.
that's the answer to those people who keep writing us to say, what do you think is the best martini?
Now we know.
The one that you drink.
That's right.
And we'll see you later. Back in the studio, right?
And that was us having martinis.
Him having martini.
Me.
I am a total teetotaler.
A teetotaler?
I'm a partial teetotaler.
A partial one.
Yes.
Totally.
I totaled my tea. That was after the week I came back from the cocktail conference. I was sort of...
Michael went to a cocktail conference in
yes.
Amarillo, Texas.
Or San Antonio.
San Antonio, yes.
Amarillo. You think I'm yellow? No. Armadillo, Texas, maybe. Very
Yeah.
tasty food.
What's the
there.
difference?
Yeah, who cares? Anyway, that's our martini thing. I am still waiting for the M5 to get a bottle of Campari so they can make Negronis.
Yes.
We'll do Negronis someday.
We'll do Negroni segments
tasting
soon
and
on this
stuff.
show. Now, there's one thing you don't want in your martini, and that's red water. What kind of martini would that be?
That would be a manganese iron martini, I think.
And it wouldn't have cranberry juice. Now, I'm
Yeah.
talking about red water that comes out of your taps when you turn on the faucets. See, there's a fire hydrant being flushed now because of the red water that collects in our pipes.
Or, alternatively, a fire hydrant next to the Red Sea.
Well, there's that. And what causes the red stuff, Michael?
Manganese and iron. Mostly iron causes the
The redness?
redness because it's oxidized.
Well, they say that
It's rust.
the reason you see that is because of the chlorine they put into the water, and the chlorine acts with those two minerals and makes them come together in a visible solution. Now,
One nation invisible?
I wish they didn't put chlorine in the water because it makes it toxic to drink. You can't drink tap water with chlorine.
Yes, but chlorine kills all the poop germs.
Well, they say it kills.
It kills the
some
germs,
things.
the lactobacillus, whatever stuff, the wiggly stuff that you
Coliform.
don't. Yes.
They say it kills
And
the
you
coliform.
think you don't want it. You'd be sick 1,000,000 times a year if you didn't have chlorine in your water.
Well-
you can get a filter for chlorine if you're so.
Yes, you can. Does it filter out the fluoride they also put in the water?
No, your teeth does that.
No, they don't.
Your teeth do. That's
Fluoride is
keeps
toxic.
your teeth white.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, it does. If you have too much, keeps you from getting cavities.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it
I've been
does.
drinking fluoridated water all my life, Michael, and I have plenty of cavities.
Well, I have too, and I have some.
See, there you go.
Yes.
So anyway, if you have red water, report it to the city of Las Cruces.
We're getting low on time. We could go over the Reader's Choice next week. I want to mention.
Let's
you
do
know what
that.
I want to mention?
What?
Bruno Mars. You know.
In the Super Bowl?
Yes, because the Super Bowl, apparently Bruno Mars was the best thing in the Super Bowl. Way better than,
Besides the score?
yes, with Peyton Manning, everybody of that.
Go Seahawks.
Yes, Bruno Mars was great last year. He won lots of things. He's got some great songs. I heard a great song on the way over to the show today about those wild girls are messing me up or something.
Well, anyways,
they're great songs.
Thanks, Bruno. Great show.
If we mention him, we can get hits.
Oh, no, we can't.
Yes, we can. We'll
Now,
get hits
I
on
noticed,
Bruno Mars.
and we heard about it, the fact that Fur's cafeteria closed. One more restaurant bites the dust in Las Cruces.
I never got a chance to go there.
And it was the only cafeteria in town, if you don't count
What? What other cafeteria?
Golden Corral.
Golden Corral.
Well,
Empire Buffet, I guess.
I'm
is
talking about
similar.
American food. There's tons of Chinese buffets in town.
I guess so.
But so I was kind of sorry to see Fur's go, just because it's a cafeteria, and if you wanted a quick bite, you could go in there and get that.
You can get a quick bite at McDonald's.
I said
know you would never go
I
to
said
McDonald's.
food, Michael.
All
Now,
right.
I must say, I ate for the
Arby's.
first time at the Corner Bakery Cafe this week, and I was pleasantly surprised. I'd never eaten in a Corner Bakery Cafe before.
Oh.
And the panini sandwiches that we had were quite good. And
I had the
the
panini
service
there. It
was
is good.
good.
The only thing I didn't like them is, what's that, Feed the Gay? Is that what it says?
Feed the day.
Oh, Feed the Day. I thought maybe it was Feed the Gay. I thought they were.
What's wrong with that?
There's nothing wrong with that. But on the other hand, they're not on a corner.
Well,
They're in the middle of the block. But I guess when they first started.
we sat at the corner. And so I like the Corner Bakery Cafe. They have good desserts, too. Very good desserts. You ate at Billy Cruz the other night.
I did. On Monday, they had a wine tasting with great wines. The wine tasting is free. Of course, if you go eat there, that sort of evens everything out. But they have pretty good food. It's worth it.
Is it worth the drive? All the way to Santa Teresa?
Well, this drive to Santa Teresa is tough, but it gets a little easier on the way back after a wine tasting.
I'm sure it does. Now, I noticed that the bagel shop on Solano has moved.
Yes, it moved across from the new
Rinconada,
Walmart.
way out
Yeah.
there in Rinconada. So if you want a bagel fix, you can go out there.
Otherwise,
Fresh bagels, anyway.
and you can get fresh bagels at Dunkin' Donuts now, and they're pretty good.
Yes, they use chicken feathers as the
Everybody's
dough
using
leavener.
chicken feathers. We discussed this 2 shows ago.
I don't want
we
you to
have to
forget
get
that.
going
Do we?
so that we can get paid by our sponsors.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, don't forget those
Payola.
guys.
Well, thanks for joining us on Double Talk. We'll be here same time, same station next week.